Hi, I'm Chris Haigh and this is the Fiddle channel, and today we're going to play Take 5. Take 5 by Paul Desmond with Dave Brubeck is probably the best known jazz standard in 5/4, and it's a lot of fun to play. The original is in E flat minor, which is not a friendly key for the fiddle, but I've just taken it up to E minor, which is really quite nice. The 5/4 is the only real challenge with this. The melody is fairly easy, soloing is surprisingly easy. Once you get to grips with the rhythm. So I'm going to show you the basic melody with particularly some looking at the bowing, which I think is quite important on this. Then we'll look at the soloing. Okay, so the intro. That's the kind of piano riff which is well worth learning, because you're not going to be playing soloing all the time probably. So I'm doing all this separate bows. And you can do it with a bit of chopping if you want. It's not really chopping, it's kind of just a chop down and a lift off. And you can put your first and second on together if you want. Or so it's nice to do that as an intro, and then so I'm bowing this down and then 3 up, down again and 3 up. Now I actually play like I play that, which makes it slightly easier with the bowing. So it's kind of a ghosted E. So it's a down and then 5 notes in and up. And then the B section. So we're going to do 2 separate, 2 slurred, 2 slurred, 2 separate. So that's slurred G and A, and then B flat, B natural. Okay, let's do all of that with the backing. Okay, now listen to the original, and the soloing is all done on the A section. It doesn't go into the B section, which I think is a real shame. So I'm going to solo over both the A and the B, but that does mean you have to keep a track of where you are in the sequence, and it's A, B, A, so sometimes you've got two A's in a row. The A section is all E minor, B minor. So the E minor scale is going to work fine over the whole thing. The E minor pentatonic is going to work fine over that. And the E minor blues scale is also going to work over that. So it's not difficult to choose your notes. When you get into the B section, the chords C, A minor, B minor, E minor, D7 are all diatonic chords, so the same scale as you used before is going to work. And if you forget where you are and you go into the B section without realizing, then it's not going to be a disaster, because your notes, as I say, will stay the same. But I do think it's nice, if you can, to start the B section on something that tells you you're in C. Or in G rather, but starting on a C. So first of all, let me demonstrate the three scales that we can use: the minor, the natural minor scale, the minor pentatonic, and the minor blues scale. I'll do them in a row in part of a solo. Now the pentatonic. Now the E minor blues scale. So you can see all three of them work. The minor blues scale is definitely the most interesting. The pentatonic is probably the easiest, and the minor, natural minor, is a little bit boring. Now, your main challenge probably with this is going to be the rhythm of the 5/4. I kind of got into this a long time ago, so I don't really think about it, but a good suggestion is to find yourself maybe half a dozen different one-bar rhythms that you can use, such as so that's one, da ba da ba 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 da ba ba. Or it could be do ba do ba do do. Do ba do ba da do. Or it could be. So what I'll do now is I'll play a solo where I repeat the same rhythmic phrase over and over again. I'll do it probably for a couple of lines, then move on to another rhythmic phrase. And this is a way to really get your fingers and mind into getting used to playing these rhythms. and so on. So doing it like that, obviously it's not a musical thing to do, but it is a really good way of learning those rhythms. And they were just pretty random ones. One thing you can do is a continuous string of quavers. And then you just have to have kept the rhythm going in your head. I'll just do a bit of that. And then we also had that run of triplets, which is a really good way of livening up a solo. Finally, a minor 9. This always works on a minor tune. You dwell on the 9th note. In this case, it's going to be F sharp. Just hear the effect of that. Very effective little trick, a great note to start a solo on if it's a minor tune. Okay, I will play you out with what I'll try to make a more musical solo. I'll play the melody first, a little bit of chopping at the beginning. If you would like a copy of the sheet music, do subscribe to the channel, send me an email, I will send you a free PDF. And if you'd like to consider joining me on Patreon, that will very much help to keep these videos coming. Thanks for watching, see you again soon.